A few moments later.
Thank you, Ru. For some reason, my OBS decided to turn off my microphone, so now you should be hearing me clearly, hopefully. I mean, that is the dream, right? That you hear me clearly, hopefully. I want this to be a little bit more tilted forward. So I'll move this slightly into that direction. What am I drawing today? So I was thinking mechs. It's been a while since I drew mechs, at least on a live stream. And today I had a bit of a time off and I drew a mech. I was like, oh yeah, this is really fun. Let's do this for the live stream as well. Let's see how that works. How was your art before college? I don't remember. I was drawing a lot of on pieces of paper. I remember that. But also, like, I feel like I was very much into drawing in high school or before. No, before high school and in high school as well a little bit. And then towards the end of high school and beginning of college, I sort of was stopped drawing for a while. I was really into video games. And then somewhere in the second year of college, towards the end of first year of college, I discovered that concept art is a thing. So I really started getting into concept art, and that's when I got back into art, like proper. Like how much time you had taken for take your art to the next level? I don't. It's been a while ago, so I don't quite remember. But I know I had a period where I sort of gave up on social life for at least the winter, because I don't like, as I said, I don't like cold, so I didn't really go out with my friends. So I was inside drawing non-stop. Like I tried to cut back on games even, and I was really focusing on learning and getting better at drawing. But I know after that when spring came along and I wanted to go out and enjoy outside life, and I sort of lost contact with my social groups, I decided to not go that hardcore, because I do enjoy socializing a little bit as well, especially if there's stuff to do. Was it more than a year? I mean, if you're talking for next level, definitely. It was definitely more than a year. It's not something that you notice when you're in the middle of learning. It can take a long while before you see the type of advancements that you would like to see or that you want to see. It doesn't come that fast. But the problem is also that you will constantly switch people that you follow, that you like. You start maybe getting closer to the level that you want, but then you will start discovering people that are better or a slightly different style. So you will be constantly trying to grow and get to somewhere that you're not at the moment. So you will always feel like you're a little bit behind. I would say just don't worry about time. It's about having fun and learning and getting better. I wouldn't I wouldn't recommend worrying about time at all. Just see where you can get with just trying to bettering yourself and having fun in the process. That is the more important thing, at least in my opinion. Okay, let me see if we can do something at least slightly different with knees. I don't know, sometimes I draw good and sometimes I draw the same thing worse. Yeah, it's normal. No, trust me, I still have that. It's just you have days and you have days, and it's totally fine. Sometimes you have worse days. But it's also good because you look at it that way, that you see the difference. You realize that on days that you're drawing better, you see that there's a quality difference, and then what you can do is try to see what you like on one day in your drawing and what you don't like another day. Try to identify the thing that you're doing wrong, and then you can concentrate on bettering that. So this is our short upper arm. So on that side. Very good, babe. Very good. That was the girlfriend running behind me. Sorry? Oh, it's very good. I wanna watch out for this because it goes into a different direction. And then this as well. Okay, well that's a good catch. Almost did something that wouldn't have made sense. There. Needs to be a little bit bigger. So sometimes it is something that you do. You mess up when you don't pay attention to like the proper perspective and how things look from the angle that you're drawing from when they're on the other side of whatever you're drawing. Well, that's your answer, isn't it? Because it costs 3 million. If you take a cylinder and rotate its top, bottom right. Ah, that's fun. It's actually you just take a cylinder, you take its center point, which is probably somewhere there. Do something like this. Then you do another cylinder there. Just make sure that it's sort of the same length or size, sorry, as the one you had before. Something like that. And then you can populate it with a couple more cylinders. I wish I would have a bit smoother curve in my hand. Something like that. I mean, this is good thing to. You can also just draw a line and then place cylinders throughout it, and then try connecting the outmost edge of the cylinder, and then you have these snake or hose like features. Let me start this. I remember this song and I liked it. Boom. Got a star from me. Got a flashback to Dropbox. I would say just don't worry about time. It's about having fun and learning and getting better. I wouldn't I wouldn't recommend worrying about time at all. Just see where you can get with just trying to bettering yourself and having fun in the process. That is the more important thing, at least in my opinion. No, not like that. I mean, like if you twist bean shape, like you are breaking it by twisting. I mean, you can do it like this as well. It's still the same, so probably this is not what you mean. I mean, like, I know if you take a square and if you would twist that, you would end up with something like that. Actually, no, this is not working out for me. Let me just do this. Interesting. I actually never really twisted objects. I never had the need to twist objects, so this is interesting for me. Should be something like this, right? If you twist a square. Yeah, I think that works a little bit better. Yeah, interesting. Okay. So we have those two things there as well. And maybe not that. Yes, that's what you did with the cube. Yeah. Well, it's easier to show twist with cube because if you have like a cylinder, it's harder to see that it's actually twisted. I feel like this should start climbing a bit earlier. Let's add this, whatever this piece of detail was here. I think it worked. Let's stick within perspective. It would be something like this. And then the same over there. Like if someone's looking back, then the torso will twist and make some folds. Yeah, that is true. The folds are the best way to showcase twisting. So like if you want to show, then you would do some folds like this. Maybe one there. Something like that. I like how those shapes don't fit at all with my very mechanical mech. Mechanical mech. Yay. Alright. I'm just gonna cheat and copy this. Make it a bit smaller. I think that should be the right position. Just like that. Let's do some sectioning of the body. Move this a bit. Yeah, that is better. Hi Robert, what advice would you give to improve line weight and pen grip? I have not heard of pen grip before. What is that? Just how you hold the pen? I mean, there's just a natural way that feels comfortable for you, and I would say stick with that. As for line weight, I like to start out very thin and then just add thickness where it's necessary. It's very easy to go back to draw a box again, I guess. Whenever you draw, for example, a square, what I always say is just keep in mind there's two ways. One, you can make the outlines a little bit stronger from the get-go. Detail, like inner lines, can always stay a little bit thinner. But you can also think about, probably there would be a light source, right? Somewhere here. And then you would have a bit of shadow here. So I would make the bottom part and the part that is furthest away from the light source a bit darker. And that's line weight, technically. Do you continue your grip depending on what you're sketching? No, never change my grip. I hold it like that. That's how it always is in my hand. I just don't see why it would make sense to change your grip when you're having a pen in your hand. It's like if you're drawing with a brush or a pencil and you want to do more artistic things, yeah, sure, I get it. But when you're drawing with a pen or digitally, I don't see what the benefit would be in changing your grip. Any suggestion or exercise to improve idea generation for product sketching? What do you need idea generation for? I mean, it's always hard to do idea generation outside of a context. Like for me, it's always research. Is surprisingly helpful? You would think it's not, but it's actually more helpful than just sitting down and sketching, is to do a good amount of targeted research before that. There are a couple of books that also just help you like generate shapes, like regardless of what you want or need to draw. Like let's say you need to do toaster. That's a very product designy stuff. So this is a toaster, right? Usually with two things in it and then the thing that you pull down. Well, you can just do some weird shapes for yourself, and then the task would be, okay, how do I fit a toaster into this? It is totally form not follows function, but then you can think about, okay, maybe I can come up with something interesting based on these. Let me take a different brush. So you can say this is going to be like a weird toaster that you can put the thing in here, and then here you have something other on the side. Let me see if I can improve on this. But the thing is that you already have a constriction, yeah, I think it is the right word, by this shape, so you have to come up with something like why is that there? So you can come up with new product ideas, and since clearly in this shape it will not make too much sense, but it might be something like, oh, can I actually edit in a functional way? So this could be like a butter dispenser here, or you could have, what do you do with bread? You could keep a knife there. It's very good to keep knife right in the toaster. This, for example, it could be a type of a toasty machine. Of course, you don't have to totally stay in the confines of the shape that you just created. I'm gonna make it a little bit narrower. So you can turn this into a toasty machine instead of a toaster. And then it would have the heating plate there. And this one, because it has this weird shape, why not? It could be some sort of wedge type of toaster, where you would have, it would slide in there. Right, so your toaster area would be there. Oh, that's an eraser. And this is where your toast goes in. And then you could have the button there. And we take this away, and then you immediately have three very different ideas. I'm not saying they work, but if you want to generate ideas and shapes, that's a possibility. All right, I feel like I'm just fiddling around, so I think we can sort of call it a night here. That's pretty good robot we created here. Maybe it's just add some shadow. There we go. We can get rid of our lines here. Boom, they are not necessary. And I can merge this down to here. Let's do this. Give it a name. Okay. HV5. There we go. HV5. And then if people want to call it, because HV is a bit weird, they would just call it Hive. High five. Do you like what I did there? High five, get it? Ha! Alright, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining me on this more chill, mellow, lower energy stream. I had fun, drew a fun little mech, and yeah, see everybody in the next stream or in the next video. Until then, have a great weekend and have a good time. Bye bye.